The Hulk doesn't have a choice, which is what makes this appear to be more of a did situation than something he chooses. He is triggered into it due to his anger. So how common is did? Did actually is more common in women than it is men, but men do have it. And the possibility for that is because women talk more about their emotions, are most likely to go and see a doctor when they're experiencing distress. Hello and welcome. My name is Desiree Shaw and I'm a psychotherapist. I practice at the Priory and I am on a mission to make therapy accessible and change the world one thought at a time. Welcome to the Tortured Superhero series, and I am talking about the Incredible Hulk. So if you have been following the series, you would have seen Spider-Man, you would have seen an interview, you would have seen some more Spider-Man and then some bits on the Incredible Hulk. And what I have been doing is linking the Tortured Superhero series to men and mental health. The aim is to create a supportive, nurturing and understanding platform for men and their emotional well-being, which I have coined M.A.M.A, Men and Mental Health Awareness. The idea is to support the understanding of what men go through and that they have feelings too. Because as society dictates, tradition and culture also dictates, men don't talk about their feelings. So we're talking about the Hulk and his anger. We're talking about how he has transformed from a very soft-natured scientist, somebody who doesn't hurt anything, to a violent, aggressive, green smasher, the Hulk. So it's argued that the Hulk has a personality disorder. So in this segment, I am going to point out that it's probably a fact that the Hulk had DID. What is DID? Dissociative Identity Disorder. That is the new term. I wouldn't say new term, but the old term for it was multiple personality disorder. We would refer to that as schizophrenia, and a long time ago, a split personality. A better way of recognizing what it is the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which is very much what the Incredible Hulk is about. However, the difference is in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, he actually takes the potion to become the other guy and actually feels more enigmatic and more, he gets what he wants. The Hulk doesn't have a choice, which is what makes this appear to be more of a did situation than something he chooses. He is triggered into it due to his anger. So how common is did? Did actually is more common in women than it is men, but men do have it. And the possibility for that is because women talk more about their emotions, are most likely to go and see a doctor when they're experiencing distress, that it's actually documented that women actually suffer DID more than men. It's not an absolute fact. However, with DID, it normally surfaces when there's a history of abuse. One of the things I have highlighted in my Men and Mental Health Awareness is men and suicide and men and sexual abuse. Men are 76% at risk because in this country, 76% of suicides are committed by men. Women are the latter. So this is a stat. This is real. This is happening. DID has been recorded as mainly women suffering, but who's to say? Because if you have men actually committing suicide due to mental health and emotional disturbance, could some of that 76% of those men actually have DID and not been diagnosed because they had not gone to the doctor, because they had not gone to investigate it, because women are most likely to go? Could that be the case? So if that is the case, we've got to urge and support our men to go and speak to somebody. Go and find a psychotherapist. Go and find a counsellor. Go and find a psychiatrist. Go to your doctor. Check your levels so that you are in charge. because stats on a death count do not lie. That's fact. And 76% is extremely high, particularly in older men. And I say older men between 40 and 55, and it is rising in young men from the age of 24. So DID, the causes of DID, often linked to sexual abuse or some form of abuse. David Banner, when he was a kid, Bruce Banner, the Hulk, when he was young, his father was an abusive alcoholic and he was bullied. And there's some trauma there. Often we are triggered by trauma. And this is a really serious issue, which often we don't talk about. Most likely men don't talk about. Women are more likely to talk about it than men. So when we come across a DID situation, there is often abuse involved. We have been conditioned to believe that mainly women get sexually abused when they're kids. Well, that's not true at all. It's just that men don't talk about it. And that is a major problem. So with dissociative identity disorder, it's a case of where you're not in control. So if we look at the superheroes in Marvel, most of them all have an alter ego. And the alter ego is that they can become and hide their identity or be another person, like Batman. You know, he's Bruce Wayne and he's got all the money in the world. He doesn't actually have any superpowers, but because he has money and gadgets, he's a superhero. You have Superman and he puts on his glasses. I know he's not Marvel, but he puts on his glasses and he becomes Clark Kent. Spider-Man, he puts on the suit and he becomes Spider-Man. And then when he's not Spider-Man, he's dweeby Peter Parker. But Banner doesn't have that luxury. It's actually against his will. In fact, the personalities, they exist separately. So at no point are they ever incoherent with the other person. And I say other person because Hulk is a completely different person to Banner. Banner is a completely different person to Hulk. Then when Banner comes out of being Hulk, he cannot remember anything. He has amnesia. He's forgotten things. He's trying to figure out what's going on. This happens because this is what happens with DID. So this episode of The Tortured Superhero is to recognise that DID can actually be undiagnosed, particularly in the cases of men. Men who are suffering split personalities, as we are used to calling them, multiple personalities, or DID as they are called, due to the fact that men aren't talking about how their mental health is affecting them and often concealing it and hiding it. So to support men moving forward, empower men to speak, I encourage you, go to my website. I am going to put a link in the description box. Have a check on your levels. Check your anger, check your stress, check your depression. Check whatever it is that you want to find out for yourself. I've got 5 questionnaires on my website. And the aim is to support, nurture and understand. M.A.M.A is a movement, an idea, a platform to support and nurture and understand. I wonder how David Banner could have fared off if he was able to have a platform to talk about how he was affected as a child. I wonder if his anger, which is deep-rooted and deep-seated, would have had a chance to be explored and released. I wonder if he would have had a chance to actually be somebody who doesn't have to hide and run for fear of being caught or fear of actually hurting anybody against his will. But this is what DID is all about. You cannot stop yourself. He cannot stop himself. He often, when he was in the Avengers, he awakes from a Hulk moment. He's disorientated. He can't figure things out. He's wondering what happened. And he says to someone, did I hurt anyone? Because at that point, he doesn't know. If you find that you have a Hulk within you, and that Hulk is either triggered by anger, or it may be a DID situation, and you don't know if you've hurt anyone, then to take action and find out how you are dealing with your own stress levels. Find out for yourself, and then seek help. My name is Desiree Shaw and I'm a psychotherapist and I aim to change the world one thought at a time. Stay tuned for the further tortured superheroes in this segment. Bye for now. And decide for yourself if you think you should go and speak to someone.
What just happened?
The light went out. Oh.